Can you believe it's finally here? I whispered, staring at my reflection. My hands shook slightly, though I tried to mask it. Liam nudged me with a grin. Believe it? I've been counting down with you. But, you really look nervous. I'm fine, I said, forcing a smile. Just, excited, I guess. He raised an eyebrow. Excited, huh? More like terrified. You're marrying Sophia today, man. The Sophia who makes every room brighter the second she walks in. That's terrifying. I chuckled, trying to shake off a creeping unease. She's perfect, Liam. You know that. She's everything I ever wanted. Perfect can be a trap, he murmured, leaning closer. Just remember, people show their true colors when it counts. Don't ignore the warning signs. I shook my head, waving him off. You're overthinking it. She's different. She loves me. I can feel it. A soft laugh echoed behind me. Sophia stepped into the room, wearing a dress that seemed spun from light itself. Are you two plotting something against me again? She teased, her eyes sparkling. I stepped forward, heart pounding. Just talking about how amazing you look. And how lucky I am. Her hand brushed mine, sending an electric shock through me. Lucky? You think you're lucky? I'm the one who hit the jackpot here. Liam rolled his eyes. I'll just stay out of this dangerous territory. Sophia grinned at him, then back at me. Don't be so nervous, love. Today is about us. No room for doubts. I swallowed hard, nodding. Right, no doubts. Just us. The wedding planner's voice cut through our bubble. 5 minutes until the ceremony, Mr. Carter. I glanced at Liam, who smirked. Ready to walk down the aisle and claim your destiny? Destiny, huh? I muttered, trying to laugh. But a flicker of doubt nudged at me, uninvited. Yeah, ready. Sophia squeezed my hand, and I felt a warmth I didn't want to let go of. You look nervous, she whispered. I just want everything to be perfect, I admitted. For us. She tilted her head, smiling. It will be. Just remember, it's supposed to be fun. Not terrifying. Fun, I repeated, though my stomach twisted. Fun. It felt more like walking on a tightrope. Liam's voice was low, almost a warning. Just, trust your instincts. Keep your eyes open, man. Don't let the sparkle blind you. I nodded, trying to dismiss the lingering tension. I know, Liam. I know. Sophia's laughter filled the room, light and carefree. Come on, it's time. As we stepped toward the doors, I glanced back at Liam, who gave me a small, knowing nod. My chest swelled with excitement and love, but under it all, a strange unease tickled the edges of my mind. I shook it off. Today was supposed to be perfect. Today was supposed to be everything I ever dreamed of. But deep down, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was waiting for me. The aisle felt endless. I glanced at the doors, waiting for her, my heart hammering with excitement. But the doors stayed shut. My chest tightened. Where is she? I whispered, panic creeping in. Liam's face went pale. I don't know. Maybe she's not coming, I said before I could stop myself, my voice breaking. She's not coming. Calm down, Liam urged, gripping my arm. Let's check, maybe she got held up. There's no reason to panic yet. I spun around. The guests were murmuring, confused. Some were laughing nervously, thinking it was a joke. Others looked concerned. I felt their eyes burn into me. Mr. Carter, she left a note, the wedding planner stammered, holding out an envelope. I snatched it, my hands shaking. What does it say? She says she can't do this. She's sorry, the planner added, her voice trembling. I ripped it open. My eyes scanned the neat handwriting, each word twisting like a knife in my chest. I can't marry you. I'm sorry. I love him. Who? I asked, staring at the page as if the words would rearrange themselves into sense. It's Marcus, Liam said, his voice low. Sophia's with Marcus. I think she left with him. I felt my knees weaken. Marcus, that idiot. Rage burned through me. She was planning this. She must have been, Liam said, gripping my shoulder. I saw her talking to him at the rehearsal dinner, but I thought. Thought what? I shouted, my voice cracking. That she wouldn't do it? That she wouldn't ruin my life? A guest approached cautiously. Mr. Carter, I'm sorry. We didn't know. It's awful. I clenched my fists. Awful? Do you even understand what she did? She humiliated me. She humiliated us, everyone here. The wedding planner tried again. I can call the police if you want. Or we can help you. Help me? I laughed bitterly, shaking my head. There's nothing anyone can do. She made her choice. She's gone. Liam's voice was softer now. I know it hurts, man. I know it does. But we'll figure this out. She showed who she really is. I sank into a chair, my head spinning. Who is she? I thought. I trusted her. I loved her. I believed every word she said. You did, Liam said quietly. And that's why this hurts. But the truth is better than a lie, even if it burns. I feel like my whole world just collapsed, I admitted, my voice barely audible. I can't believe she'd do this, on our wedding day. How could she? You can't, Liam said firmly. She made her choice. Now it's your turn, to decide what you do next. I stared at the empty doors, imagining her laughter, imagining Marcus. My chest ached with a mixture of heartbreak and fury. I don't even know who I am anymore. Was any of it real? Every memory you had, real, Liam said. But her actions? That was her. Not you. I slammed my hands on the table. I should have seen it. I should have known. Every smile, every I love you, it was all a lie. You couldn't have known, Liam said, placing a hand on mine. No one could. Don't blame yourself. Blame her. She made the choice. She ran. I sank back, closing my eyes, tasting bile and rage. She ran, and she's probably laughing right now. Laughing at me, at everyone who believed in her. She's a coward, Liam said. And you're stronger than this. You'll get through it. I promise. I opened my eyes, staring at the note again. My hand tightened around it. Stronger, yeah. Stronger. But first, I let out a long breath, my mind spinning with fire. First, she'll regret this. She will regret this. I didn't answer Liam's calls. I didn't answer anyone. My phone sat on the table, silent, ignored. Hey, I tried reaching you, Liam's voice said finally when I picked up. You okay? I'm fine, I lied, though my throat felt raw. Just, tired. Tired? Come on, man. You disappeared after everything. You can't just bury yourself. I can, I snapped, immediately regretting it. I just need space. There was silence on the line. Space, hey? That's fine. But don't lose yourself in it, alright? I hung up, staring at the wall. Losing myself felt like the only option. Every memory of her, every laugh, every I love you felt like a dagger. I kept replaying small moments, the way she smiled at Marcus at the rehearsal dinner, the way she lingered just a second too long at his table. How had I missed it? How could I have been so blind? A soft knock interrupted my spiral. Mr. Carter? I looked up. Clara stood there, holding a folder. Hey, Clara. I'm busy. You've been distant, she said gently. I noticed. Thought you might want some help with these reports. At least, let me take some pressure off. I swallowed, unsure if I wanted to scream at her or cry. Thanks? I guess. I just can't focus. I get it, she said. But running away from work, from people, it doesn't make it go away. You don't have to do this alone. I shook my head. I am alone. I've been alone since she left. Everyone else, they don't get it. You're not alone, she said firmly. I'm here. Liam's here. You've got people who care, even if you don't see it. I looked away, feeling a pang of shame. I don't even know who I am anymore. She made me feel worthless, humiliated. She didn't define you, Clara said softly. You define yourself. And hiding here, in this room, won't change what happened, it only keeps you trapped. Her words stung, but they also lit something tiny in me. A spark I thought she had extinguished. Later, Liam showed up at my door, unannounced. You really think disappearing helps? It doesn't. It just makes you smaller while she's out there, whatever she's doing. She's gone, I whispered. Everything we had, gone. And I can't even think straight. You will, Liam said calmly. You're not done yet. Not by a long shot. You'll see. One day, you'll look back and realize she lost you, not the other way around. I clenched my fists, pacing. Lost me? Yeah. Maybe. But first I need to figure out who I am without her. Without all this pain. That's the first step, Liam nodded. Start small. Work. Focus. Regain control. And don't forget, revenge isn't a bad motivator if it makes you stronger. I paused, considering his words. Revenge, maybe. But first, control. First, I had to rebuild myself. Clara left the folder on my desk. One step at a time, she said, smiling faintly. You'll get there. I stared at the papers, at the empty office, at the silence that surrounded me. The ache in my chest was still there, heavy and raw. But for the first time since the wedding, I felt a flicker of resolve. I would not stay broken. I would not stay humiliated. I would rise. And when I did, she would regret ever leaving me. That I sat across from Liam in the cafe, staring at my coffee as if it held answers. I can't just let her walk away with everything. My life, my dignity, gone, I muttered, voice low. Liam leaned back, calm as ever. Then don't. You rebuild. You rise. Make her regret thinking she could ruin you. I don't even know where to start, I admitted, rubbing my temples. Everything's shattered. Start with what you can control, he said. Your work, your money, your image. Small victories first. Then bigger ones. And if you play it smart, she'll see the rise and crumble in regret. I exhaled slowly, the spark in my chest beginning to glow. Yeah, smart. Calculated. I can do that. I will do that. A knock on my office door interrupted my thoughts. Come in, I called, curiosity piqued. Ethan stepped in, a confident smile on his face. Heard you've had a rough few weeks. Thought you could use some guidance. Guidance? I asked, skeptical. From you? I'm a mentor, he said simply. Negotiation, influence, strategy, whatever you need to reclaim your position. But you have to want it. You have to be willing to fight. I want it, I said, voice firm, the fire returning. I want everything she tried to take. And then, more. Ethan's eyes gleamed. Good. That's the start. You'll need patience, intelligence, and ruthlessness. And trust me, revenge tastes better when it's subtle and precise. I nodded slowly, letting his words sink in. Subtle and precise. I like that. I don't want to just lash out. I want her to see me rise while she falls. Exactly, Ethan said, leaning forward. We'll rebuild your network, strengthen your finances, and improve your image. People respect power. People fear competence. And she'll regret every moment she doubted you. Liam spoke from his chair, grinning. See? Told you. You're not powerless. You just needed a plan. I clenched my fists. A plan? Yes. Step by step. First, regain control of my work. Then, secure influence. Then, she'll understand what she lost. What about Clara? Liam asked. She's been watching, supporting. You gonna bring her into this? I shook my head. No. Clara stays, supportive. Neutral. I don't need anyone's emotions complicating things. This is my fight. Ethan smiled. Good. Keep your allies close, your enemies closer, but never blur the lines. Calculated moves win wars, not emotions. I leaned back, thinking. The adrenaline coursing through me made my chest pound. I could feel it, the thrill of taking back what was mine. Fear, anticipation, excitement, all mixed into one intoxicating fuel. What about Sophia? I asked quietly, almost to myself. She thinks she's untouchable. But I'll make sure she's not. Every move I make, every step I climb, she'll see it. She'll regret thinking she could humiliate me. You'll be patient, Ethan said, voice steady. Watch, plan, and strike without losing control. That's power. And power is irresistible. I exhaled, a slow grin spreading across my face. No more humiliation. No more pain. I'll rise, and she'll fall, naturally, without me having to lift a finger in anger. Liam nodded. Now that's the attitude. Time to take what's yours. I stared out the window, imagining the steps, the strategy, the future. Every detail mapped in my mind. Every moment calculated. For the first time since the wedding, I felt alive. Dangerous. Determined. Unstoppable. And as I traced the plan in my mind, I whispered to myself, she will regret this. Every choice she made, every lie, every betrayal, she will regret it all. I can't believe you're already back at work, Clara said as she placed a mug on my desk. Most people would still be hiding under a blanket. I tried that, I muttered, forcing a weak smile. It didn't change anything. So now I'm doing this. You mean working yourself into the ground? She asked, raising an eyebrow. No, I said, leaning back in my chair. I mean rebuilding myself from scratch. Clara sat across from me. You look different. Tired, but sharper. Pain does that, I whispered. It scrapes off everything soft. She frowned. Is this about her? I stiffened. Everything is about her. Not by choice, just by impact. Then talk to me, she urged. You're going to explode if you keep swallowing all of it. I'm not exploding, I said. I'm evolving. Clara studied me. Fine. But evolution shouldn't kill you in the process. I'll survive, I said. Survival is the one thing I'm suddenly very good at. By noon, Liam barged into my office. You didn't answer my texts. I'm working, I replied. I can see that. But are you okay? Define okay. He sighed. You know what I mean. You're acting like a machine. Maybe a machine is what I need to be right now. No, what you need is oxygen, he said. And maybe a therapist. I have a plan, I said. Oh great, he muttered. That's usually the part where disaster begins. This is different, I insisted. I'm done being the guy who gets blindsided. I'm done being humiliated. Liam lowered his voice. This is still about her, isn't it? Of course it is, I snapped. Sophia broke something in me, and I'm not pretending otherwise. But instead of drowning in it, I'm turning it into fuel. So, revenge? He asked. Not revenge, I corrected softly. Not yet. First, I rise. Then I decide. Liam shook his head. Just don't lose yourself. I already lost myself, I said quietly. Now I'm building someone new. By evening, Ethan called me into his office. You've been pushing harder lately, he said. Why? I want to learn, I said. Everything. Negotiation. Influence. Power. He observed me for a moment. You sound hungry. I am, I admitted. Good, he said. Hunger builds empires if controlled. But you need precision. He leaned forward. Tell me what you're chasing. I don't want to be stepped on again, I said. Not by anyone. Ethan nodded slowly. Then I'll teach you how to control a room, how to win without raising your voice, how to make people see you as the one holding the cards. That's exactly what I need, I said. But first, he added, you learn restraint. Power without restraint is chaos. I can handle restraint, I said. I've been restraining myself for weeks. Ethan gave a rare smile. Then let's begin. As he guided me through negotiation strategies, something inside me clicked, like gears finally aligning after weeks of emotional wreckage. For the first time since the wedding disaster, I felt capable. Not whole, not healed, just capable enough to stand again. Later, Clara stopped by my office. Long day? She asked. Productive, I said. You're glowing in a terrifying way, she teased. I'm learning things, I said. Useful things. Like how to take over the company, she joked. Maybe, I said with a half smile. Or maybe how to take over my life. That's better, she said softly. You deserve that. I hesitated before asking, do you think I'm changing too fast? You're changing, she said. But after what you went through, maybe fast is necessary. I exhaled slowly. I keep hearing her name everywhere. Sophia. It's like she's haunting me. Let her haunt you for now, Clara said. Just don't let her control you. I won't, I said. I'm done letting pain dictate my choices. So what now? She asked. Now, I said, straightening my posture, I rise, properly this time. She smiled. Then I guess I'm here for the climb. I'm grateful, I said quietly. More than you know. Inside, a spark ignited, a deliberate, burning determination. I wasn't done. Not even close. The moment I stepped into the ballroom, I felt the air shift, like the universe had been waiting to test me. Clara nudged me. You okay? You look like you just swallowed ice. I'm fine, I lied, though my pulse had started hammering. Just recognizing a ghost. She followed my gaze. Oh. Huh. Sophia stood across the room, clinging to Marcus's arm as if she'd drown without it. He looked bored already, glancing at his watch every few seconds. Clara whispered, "If you want to leave." "No," I said firmly. "I'm not running anymore." Ethan approached, patting my shoulder. Composed. "Good. Do not let anyone, especially an ex, see you fall apart." "I'm not falling apart," I said. "You're vibrating," he muttered. "But we'll call it progress." Before I could respond, a smooth voice sliced into our conversation. Well, Vanessa said as she walked up, smirking. "I didn't expect to see you here. I thought Heartbreak kept people indoors." I gave her a tight smile. "I'm allergic to pity parties." "That's unfortunate," she said, sipping her drink. "You missed a very dramatic one last month." "Vanessa," Ethan warned. "What?" she replied. Everyone heard. The runaway bride, the humiliated groom, it was the talk of every boardroom. "I'm aware," I said, forcing calm into my voice. "But I appreciate the recap." She arched a brow. "You're handling it better than rumors suggested." "I don't break that easily." "Good," she said. "Weakness gets you eaten alive." I leaned in slightly. "Then I suppose I'll stay on my feet." She smirked. "We'll see." Clara returned with 2 glasses. "Here. Liquid courage." "I don't need courage," I said, accepting the drink. "Just control." "Okay, control freak," she teased. "Let's see you walk past her without combusting." "I'm not walking past her," I said. "She's coming to me." Because Marcus had spotted me, and the spark of insecurity in his eyes was unmistakable. He tugged Sophia toward us. Her breath hitched the second she recognized me. "You're here." "It's a public event," I replied. "Not your wedding." Color drained from her cheeks. "I didn't expect." "I know," I cut in. "You're good at unexpected exits." Marcus laughed under his breath. "Still bitter, are we?" I met his eyes. "Still insecure, I see." His jaw tightened. "Watch it." "Or what?" I asked softly. "You'll abandon this conversation the way you abandon half your deals." Sophia touched his arm nervously. "Marcus, stop." He shrugged her off. "He's just jealous." "Jealous?" I repeated, amused. "Of what? Your money? Your charm? Your inability to commit to anything longer than a lunch meeting?" Clara nearly choked on her drink. Sophia whispered, "Please, can we not do this here?" I tilted my head. "Why not? You chose here last time too." Her eyes filled with panic. "I didn't mean to hurt you." I laughed quietly. "You didn't mean to?" Interesting choice of words. Marcus rolled his eyes. "This is boring." He walked off, leaving her stranded. She called after him, "Marcus." He didn't even turn around. Clara whispered, "Wow. That was fast." Sophia blinked rapidly, humiliated. "He's just stressed." "Sure," I said. "Let's pretend that." She swallowed. "You look different." "I am. I didn't think you'd hate me this much." "I don't hate you," I said calmly. "I just don't belong to you anymore." Her lip quivered. "I made a mistake." That's one way to put it. Before she could reply, Vanessa reappeared beside me. "Everything all right here?" Sophia stiffened. "I don't think this involves you." "It does," Vanessa said. "He's a business partner. And you're blocking the bar." Sophia stepped back, flustered. I turned to Vanessa. "Thanks." She smirked. "You handled it yourself." "Impressive." "I've learned a few things." "I can see that," she said. "Power looks good on you." As she walked away, Clara whispered, "She likes you." "I'm not interested," I murmured. "I have other priorities." Clara studied me. "Revenge." "Eventually," I said. "But for now, control." Inside me, anger simmered, but it was focused, sharpened, weaponized. Seeing Sophia again didn't break me. It clarified everything. And the real game was just starting. Ethan's office smelled of leather and ambition. I leaned back, watching him shuffle the papers in front of me. "You've moved faster than I expected," he said. "Most people take months to get here." "I had motivation," I replied, voice steady. "And experience, the painful kind." He smirked. I'm guessing Sophia's name comes up in your private monologues. I met his gaze. More than I'd like to admit. But that's past. Now it's business. Good, Ethan said. Focus. Strategy. Influence. You can't let emotions cloud the numbers. I won't, I said. But there's satisfaction in seeing the pieces fall in my favor. Naturally. Ah, he leaned back. The sweet taste of karma. You could say that, I said, smiling faintly. But it's controlled. Measured. I'm not reckless. He nodded approvingly. That's the difference between a man who rises and a man who crumbles. Later, Liam called me into a meeting room. Marcus is sweating, he whispered as we walked in. I raised an eyebrow. Really? Yeah. Your last acquisition cut him off at every angle. Board members are switching sides. Even his investors are asking questions. I sat down, rubbing my hands together. I didn't do it to hurt him. Just to secure my position. Everything else is a bonus. Liam smirked. Yeah, but the bonus is delicious, isn't it? It's satisfying, I admitted. Watching him scramble while I gain traction. But I stay calm. Let him expose his incompetence naturally. You're enjoying this way too much, Liam said, shaking his head. I'm enjoying justice, I corrected. Not malice. There's a difference. Boardroom later that week. I presented our quarterly numbers with Clara at my side. Every glance from the room told me Marcus was noticing. He's trying to catch my eyes, I whispered to Clara. He knows he's losing ground. Careful, she said softly. Don't let it distract you. I nodded. Distraction is his weapon. Mine is precision. During Q&A, Marcus tried to challenge me. Your projections, aggressive. Too aggressive, don't you think? I smiled, calm and controlled. Aggressive can also be accurate. And profitable. I'd suggest you focus on your own metrics before critiquing mine. He faltered, his lips tightening. Sophia was there, seated beside him. I caught her glance, sharp, calculating, but tinged with unease. She realizes, I whispered to Clara. She knows I'm rising. Clara smiled faintly. And she doesn't like it. I allowed myself a small grin. She'll learn. Slowly. But surely. Karma has a way of introducing lessons at the right pace. After the meeting, Liam cornered me. You were ruthless in there. I was precise, I said. And successful. That's all that matters. Do you think she noticed the pattern? The way you've rebuilt everything? I'm sure of it, I replied. Every step she took to humiliate me, backfires on her. Not because I seek vengeance, but because I plan ahead. Liam laughed quietly. Calculated vengeance, then. I like it. I call it control, I said. Reclaiming my life, my career, my dignity. She may have thought she ruined me, but I'm turning her assumptions into my advantage. Liam shook his head. You've changed, man. Harder. Smarter. Dangerous. I've learned, I admitted. Pain teaches lessons better than any mentor. And, Liam added, this is just the beginning. She's about to realize that losing me was her first mistake. I allowed my inner satisfaction to swell, silent but potent. Watching Sophia shift in her perception without me acting rashly was intoxicating. First lesson, I muttered quietly to myself. Underestimate me, and watch as your world tilts. Ethan would have approved. Liam would have warned. I simply relished the controlled vindictiveness, knowing the balance of power had finally shifted. And this time, I held all the cards that I spotted her across the conference room, adjusting her notes, looking more fragile than I expected. Sophia, I said, my voice calm, almost casual. She froze mid-step, eyes widening. I didn't expect you here, she stammered, clutching her folder. I attend every meeting that matters, I said, stepping closer. And this one is very important. Marcus hovered behind her, pretending to be confident. I ignored him. You're mad, she said, a tremor in her voice. Not mad, I replied evenly. Disappointed. And observant. I've been noticing patterns, choices, consequences. What are you talking about? She asked, panic creeping into her tone. I leaned slightly forward. Do you remember our wedding day? Her eyes flickered, guilt washing over her face. You left, I said softly, letting the room hear every word. Ran away with Marcus. Humiliated me in front of everyone we knew. The murmur started immediately. I could feel the tension growing. Colleagues exchanged glances, sensing the gravity of the revelation. I didn't know what I was thinking, she whispered. You didn't think, I corrected, keeping my tone steady. You acted. You lied. You betrayed trust that I gave freely. Clara, standing at the back, gave me a small nod. Supportive, steady. Liam's eyes mirrored pride, my evolution reflected in their expressions. Sophia swallowed. I'm sorry. Truly. You're sorry now, I said, letting the words cut just enough to sting. After years of pretending, after hurting me, after thinking you could escape accountability. She looked down, avoiding my eyes. I didn't mean for it to go this far. I didn't mean to? I echoed, voice calm but edged with controlled intensity. Do you know how many times I replayed our moments, trusting every word, every smile? I believed in you. I loved you. And you made a mockery of that. Marcus cleared his throat, stepping forward. Enough, his overreacting. I raised a hand, stopping him. No. Let her face this. He fell silent, realizing I wasn't bluffing. Sophia's lips quivered. I don't know what to say. You do know, I said softly. You know exactly what you did. And now, you're witnessing consequences. Not from me acting impulsively, but from the life you've chosen for yourself unraveling naturally. Her eyes glistened, guilt and fear mingling. I made a huge mistake. Yes, I said, composed. You did. And it's one you will live with. I paused, letting the silence do its work. Every colleague, every investor, every associate could see the contrast. My calm, deliberate presence versus a moral collapse. You've changed, she whispered finally. I didn't recognize you. I've rebuilt, I said quietly. From heartbreak, from humiliation. I chose to rise. To control. To succeed without losing my dignity. You're terrifying, she admitted, voice trembling. Perhaps, I said, but I'm also free. Free from your lies. Free from your manipulation. Free to move forward, while you confront the results of your choices. She looked down, shame pressing down on her. I didn't gloat. I didn't raise my voice. I only let my calm authority speak volumes. Clara whispered softly beside me, you've truly evolved. Liam nodded. And she's finally facing the cost. Inside, satisfaction simmered, not vengeance, but the quiet vindication of justice served. I straightened, meeting her gaze one last time. This is where our paths diverge, Sophia. You chose your path. I chose mine. And with that, I walked away, leaving her to the weight of her regrets. I watched from the corner of the boardroom as Marcus stumbled through his presentation, stumbling over numbers that had once looked like armor. You're missing key figures, one of his investors snapped. Your projections don't make sense. Marcus flinched. I stayed silent, letting the moment stretch. Every hesitation, every falter, it was like watching a carefully built lie collapse. Sophia hovered nearby, clutching her notes, panic written across her face. She whispered, I can fix this, I swear. I stepped forward, calm, measured. You can't fix what you've broken. Her eyes widened. Excuse me? You betrayed trust, I said evenly. Not just mine, but everyone who believed in you. And now, I let my gaze sweep the room, letting the silence do the work. Karma is doing its job. I never meant, she started, voice trembling. You never do, I said softly. You react. You manipulate. And you underestimate consequences. Marcus shot me a glare. This isn't the time. No, I interrupted. It is the time. Because everyone should understand what happens when deceit drives decisions. Sophia's lips quivered. I'm sorry. Truly. I made mistakes. I never wanted this to happen to you. I shook my head. It's not about me anymore. It's about the ripple effects of your choices. Vanessa, leaning casually against the wall, smirked. She finally realizes she can't run from reality. Clara gave me a small nod of approval. You've let the truth speak louder than anger, she whispered. I nodded in agreement. Exactly. I don't need to humiliate them. Life is doing it for me. Sophia's shoulders slumped. Please, can we talk? I need to explain. I want to make things right. You want to make things right? I repeated, voice icy but controlled. You can't undo the past. You can't erase the humiliation. You can't pretend loyalty that doesn't exist. I'll do anything, she said desperately. Anything to make amends. To. Anything? I asked quietly, letting the word hang. I don't want anything from you. Not apologies, not tears, not excuses. I don't understand, she whispered, panic rising. Understand this, I said, each word deliberate. You chose your actions. You chose to betray. And now, you live with the consequences. That's all karma is, life balancing itself. Marcus muttered, you're being cruel. No, I said firmly. I'm being fair. Fair to everyone you hurt, fair to myself, and fair to the truth. Sophia's eyes filled with tears. Please, at least. There's nothing left for me to grant, I said softly. Your mistakes are yours alone. Own them. Learn from them. Or don't. It's your choice. She sank into her chair, silent, the room thick with tension. Vanessa leaned in, whispering to me, you've changed the whole dynamic here. They're exposed. Yes, I said quietly, feeling a strange mix of satisfaction and lingering sadness. Justice doesn't have to be loud. Sometimes, silence speaks louder than any revenge. Clara whispered from my side, you're in control, and you stayed humane. I smiled faintly. Control is all that matters. And seeing life balance itself, it's the calmest vindication of all. Sophia glanced at me one last time, guilt heavy in her eyes. Marcus avoided my gaze entirely. I turned away, letting them face the repercussions alone. No words needed. Karma was speaking. And I could finally exhale that I sank into the leather chair in my office, letting the city skyline outside mirror my calm. After months of meticulous planning, sleepless nights, and calculated risks, the company had finally shifted completely under my influence. Ethan entered, smiling. I see the results. Impressive, as always. I didn't do it alone, I said, voice steady. But I made sure it happened my way. You've evolved, he said. I've watched the transformation. From heartbreak to this. I chuckled quietly. I guess pain can be a good teacher. It certainly is, Ethan agreed. But it takes someone strong to turn betrayal into triumph. Most crumble. Most react. You built something instead. I had no choice, I admitted. I either rise or get buried. And I refused to be buried. Liam entered with a grin. So this is it? You've taken everything in stride, surpassed Marcus, and even Sophia must be reeling. I allowed a faint smile. She's beginning to understand that I'm untouchable. Not because I'm cruel, but because I control my own life now. She's still trying to play games? Liam asked, shaking his head. She sent a message, I said, picking up my phone. A last-minute attempt to manipulate, to regain control. But I ignored it. It's over. Liam raised an eyebrow. Impressive restraint. Restraint is power, I said. Reacting in anger would only lower me to where she hoped to keep me, weak, humiliated, desperate. Ethan nodded. And now you've proven the opposite. You're in control, both professionally and personally. I leaned back, letting the satisfaction settle in. But it wasn't gloating. It was reflection. Painful memories of betrayal lingered, quiet reminders of where I came from. You look thoughtful, Liam said. Reminiscing? More than reminiscing, I admitted. I'm acknowledging lessons. Trust carefully. Guard your heart. And always trust actions over words. Clara appeared quietly, smiling. You've built something extraordinary. Not just in the company, but in yourself. Thanks, I said. It wasn't easy. Some days. I doubted if I'd get here. Some nights. I questioned if I could overcome the humiliation, the heartbreak, the betrayal. But you did, she said. And that's what matters. I sighed, letting a fraction of past sorrow drift away. I learned that attachment can be dangerous, especially when misplaced. But strength, true strength, comes from facing that pain and choosing to rise above it. Liam smirked. And now you're untouchable. Yes, I said quietly. Untouchable because I control my mind, my emotions, and my life. Nothing Sophia or Marcus, or anyone else, does can shake that anymore. You've truly evolved, Ethan said. And that final step, ignoring her manipulations. That's the ultimate test. I realized something, I said softly, For all the betrayal, all the humiliation. I don't hate her. I just understand her choices don't define me. They define her. Clara smiled knowingly. Powerful perspective. I allowed a small chuckle. It's a mix of pride and subtle regret. Pride that I survived, that I rebuilt, that I reclaimed everything. Regret, only for the time I spent trusting blindly. But it's gone now. Liam leaned back. So, what's next? Next, I said, eyes scanning the city, is maintaining this life I've built. Growing, learning, excelling. And never letting anyone control me again. Ethan nodded. A wise path. Clara added softly, and you've earned every moment of it. I exhaled, letting the weight of the past fall away. No more manipulation. No more betrayal. No more humiliation. Sophia's final attempts, her last-minute games, they didn't even register. I was beyond that now. I smiled faintly, thinking quietly to myself, I survived. I rose. I conquered. And I did it on my own terms. The city outside shimmered in twilight. My reflection stared back at me from the glass, a man reshaped by pain, tempered by betrayal, and unstoppable in his resolve. And for the first time in a long time, I felt truly free. I walked through the quiet park near my apartment, the city lights glimmering behind me. For the first time in years, I felt calm, not restless, not calculating. Just present. Clara joined me, carrying 2 coffees. You really needed this, she said softly, handing me one. Yeah, I replied, taking a sip. The warmth grounded me. It's strange. I never thought I'd feel normal again after everything. You've been through a lot, she said, walking beside me. But look at you now. Stronger, wiser, unshakable. I smiled faintly. It's more than just strength. It's perspective. Pain taught me what matters. Trust, loyalty, self-respect. And I finally understand that I don't need to chase revenge to feel whole. Clara glanced at me, curiosity in her eyes. And what about her? I didn't need to say her name. Sophia's memory lingered, but it no longer controlled me. She'll deal with her choices. That's enough. I've stopped caring about her approval, or her attempts to manipulate me. She belongs to the past. Clara nodded approvingly. Good. You're finally free. I took a deep breath, the cool night air filling my lungs. And free feels incredible. I can focus on living rather than reacting, loving rather than obsessing, building rather than fearing. You know, she said, her tone lighter, you've changed a lot since we first met. But I've noticed one thing, you haven't lost your heart completely. I glanced at her, surprised. I didn't think I had one left to give. She laughed softly. It's still there, under all the armor. But it's smarter now. Cautious, yes, but open. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't cautious, I admitted. After betrayal, after humiliation, it's hard not to be. But maybe I'm ready to trust again. Carefully. Gradually. With the right person. Clara's smile deepened. I'd like to think I'm worth a chance. I chuckled, feeling a warmth I hadn't allowed myself to feel in years. You might be. If we're careful. If we respect each other. If honesty comes first. She nudged me playfully. Then it settled. We'll test it. I looked at her, seeing not just loyalty and friendship but possibility, something real, something untainted by betrayal. I think I could learn to like that, I said quietly. Clara's eyes softened. Good. Because life's too short to dwell on the past forever. I paused, letting that truth settle. Sophia's betrayal, Marcus's cowardice, the humiliation, it all felt like it had happened in another life. The anger, the obsession, the calculated revenge, they had served their purpose. Now, they were history. Do you ever regret it? Clara asked softly, going through all that pain? I shook my head slowly. No. It shaped me. It taught me what I deserve, what I won't tolerate, and what kind of man I want to be. I acknowledge the pain, yes, but I am no longer defined by it. And Sophia, she pressed gently. I shrugged. She'll figure it out. Life has a way of teaching lessons to those who refuse to learn early. My only concern now is the life I choose to lead. And right now, it feels like the first day of something new. Clara smiled, slipping her hand into mine. Then let's make it count. I squeezed her hand, feeling a quiet joy I hadn't experienced in years. Yes. We'll make it count. The city stretched around us, full of lights and possibilities. I realized that revenge had been temporary, power had been gratifying, but healing was enduring. And as Clara and I walked together into the night, I finally understood. I was no longer a man defined by betrayal. I was a man who had endured, who had risen, and who now chose happiness, love, and peace on my own terms. The past had its lessons. The future had infinite possibilities. And for the first time, I felt truly free. I stepped out onto the balcony, the sunrise painting the city in gold and amber. For the first time in a long time, I didn't feel haunted by the past. The betrayal, the humiliation, the obsession, they were behind me. Clara joined me, coffee in hand. "It's beautiful, isn't it?" she said softly. "It is," I replied, letting the warmth of the morning seep into me. "But it's more than the sunrise. It's knowing that I've reached this point on my own terms. No one can control me anymore." "You've come a long way," she said, smiling. "I've watched you rebuild your life, piece by piece. And now, you're unstoppable." I chuckled quietly. Unstoppable because I've learned to trust myself. To act deliberately. To rise above every obstacle. Liam appeared behind us, stretching his arms. "And look at you, king of your own world. Sophia's absence isn't even a shadow anymore, is it?" "No," I said firmly. "Her absence is just a reminder. A reminder that betrayal can teach you strength, not weaken you. I'm not broken. I'm empowered." Ethan walked up, holding a tablet. "Your quarterly report just went public. Investors are impressed. And more importantly, they respect you. Not just as a businessman, but as a leader." I smiled faintly, feeling the quiet satisfaction of achievement. Respect earned, not given. That's the lesson I've held on to since the beginning. Clara nudged me playfully. "And yet, you still have time to enjoy it. Don't forget to live a little." "I plan to," I said. "Life isn't just about rebuilding. It's about moving forward. Loving wisely, trusting selectively, and savoring moments that truly matter." Liam smirked. "Wise words. And you've got the right company now. People who genuinely care about you. Not opportunists or manipulators." "Exactly," I said. "Clara, Ethan, Liam, you've all reminded me that loyalty and integrity still exist. That not everyone is here to hurt me or take advantage. And that's priceless." Ethan smiled. "And you've learned to balance ambition with heart. To fight for what's yours while remaining human. That's a rare quality." I took a deep breath, feeling the wind brush against my face. I finally understand that happiness isn't just revenge or power. It's freedom. Freedom from obsession, from bitterness, from trying to control others' choices. Clara reached for my hand. "And maybe freedom can lead to love again. Real love. Built on trust, not lies." I looked at her, letting a small smile form. "I think I'm ready for that. Slowly, carefully, but fully. I've earned the right to feel joy without fear of betrayal." Liam laughed softly. "You've earned more than that, you've earned peace of mind. And watching you get here has been inspiring." I nodded, feeling a warmth that had nothing to do with the morning sun. It's strange, isn't it? How much growth comes from pain. Betrayal, heartbreak, they were teachers in disguise. "Teachers that few survive without scars," Ethan added, "but you've turned them into wings." I smiled faintly, letting the metaphor sink in. Wings, yes. I've risen above the past. And now, the future belongs to me, untainted, unthreatened, and full of possibilities. Clara squeezed my hand. "Here's to new beginnings." "To new beginnings," I echoed, lifting my coffee cup in a small toast. The city stretched below, bustling yet distant, as if it existed in harmony with the calm I felt inside. I realized that life would continue to challenge me, test me, and surprise me, but now I had the strength, wisdom, and clarity to face whatever came. Sophia was gone from my life, but her memory no longer stung. It was a lesson etched into my foundation. I was stronger, wiser, and free. I inhaled deeply, letting the morning fill me with hope and certainty. The past had shaped me, but it did not define me. The future was mine to embrace. And for the first time in a long time, I smiled without hesitation, ready to soar.